Thrilled to announce that at my direction, the United States Air Force is moving forward with the world's first sixth-generation fighter jet. Number sixth generation. Nothing in the world comes even close to it. And it'll be known as the F-47. The generals picked a title. And it's a beautiful number, F-47. It's something the likes of which nobody has seen before in terms of all of the attributes of a fighter jet. There's never been anything even close to it, from speed to maneuverability to what it can have to payload. And this has been in the works for a long period of time. After a rigorous and thorough competition between some of America's top aerospace companies, the Air Force is going to be awarding the contract for the next generation air dominance platform to Boeing. As you know, it was highly competed for. There was a lot of competition, generals, and it's been going on for a long time. Very, very tough competition, but this plane is produced numbers that nobody's ever seen before. The F-47 will be the most advanced, most capable, most lethal aircraft ever built. An experimental version of the plane has secretly been flying for almost 5 years, and we're confident that it massively overpowers the capabilities of any other nation. There's no other nation. We know every other plane. I've seen every one of them, and it's not even close. This is a next level. You know, level 5 is good. This is level 6, they say. The F-47 is equipped with state-of-the-art stealth technology. It's virtually unseeable and unprecedented power. It's got the most power of any jet of its kind ever made. Maneuverability, likewise, is there's never been anything like it, despite the power and speed. Its speed is top. It's over 2, which is something that you don't hear very often. America's enemies will never see it coming. Hopefully we won't have to use it for that purpose, but you have to have it. And if it ever happens, they won't know what the hell hit them. A new fleet of these magnificent planes will be built in the air during my administration over the next couple of years. It's ready to go. They've already built much of what has to be built in terms of production, including the sheds. We'll ensure that the USA continues to dominate the skies. We've given an order for a lot. We can't tell you the price because it would give way to some of the technology and some of the size of the plane, good-sized plane. This contract also represents a historic investment in our defense industrial base, helping to keep America at the cutting edge of aerospace and technology. Our allies are calling constantly. They want to buy them also, and certain allies will be selling them, perhaps toned-down versions. We like to tone them down about 10%, which probably makes sense because someday maybe they're not our allies, right?
This is a big day. This is a big day for our United States Air Force as well. You know, air dominance is not a birthright, but it's become synonymous with American air power. But air dominance needs to be earned every single day. And since the earliest days of aerial warfare, brave American airmen have jumped into their machines, taken to the air, and they've cleared the skies. And whether that be clearing the skies so we can rain down destruction on our enemies from above, or we can clear the path for the ground forces below. That's been our commitment to the fight, and that's really been our promise to America. And with this F-47 as the crown jewel in the next generation air dominance family of systems, we're going to be able to keep that promise well into the future. I also want to thank everyone from industry and with the government, our engineers, who have worked tirelessly on this program to bring it where we are right now today. This shows that American talent, American skill, and American determination are second to none, because this platform is second to none. So we believe that this provides more lethality, it provides more capability, more modernized capability in a way that is built to adapt. This, along with our collaborative combat aircraft the President talked about with drones, this is allowing us to look into the future and unlock the magic that is human-machine teaming. And as we do that, we're going to write the next generation of modern aerial warfare with this. This enables us to do this. The manner in which we put this program together puts more control in the hands of the government. So we can update and adapt at the speed of relevance, at the speed of technology, not at the speed of bureaucracy. This is more Air Force. This is more options for the president. We say as our mission in the United States Air Force is to fly, fight, and win air power anytime, anywhere. If you want to go anywhere, you have to have a platform that gets you anywhere. This provides the president options from the very one end, which is a quick response, and then we can get right back into fighting stance without having to deploy troops that are going to take maybe months and cost more lives. We can be back in fighting stance, and maybe we restore that deterrence. All the way to decisive victory as part of a joint force that is the most lethal and capable military ever known in history. That's what we provide now, and this allows us to provide it into the future. It's more deterrence, more capability. It's what peace through strength looks like into the future, Mr. President.
Trump announced that Boeing will build this F-47 fighter jet for the Air Force today. You were talking about downsizing. Airplanes are always so expensive, aren't they?
A boondoggle, usually. $2 trillion program for the F-35, the F-22. 20 years of overruns and corruptions and mistakes. And yeah, they're great planes, but if you think about how wars are fought in the future, very expensive manned aircraft are just not the thing that you want to spend all your time and money on. It's kind of like having a missile shield to cover the entire continental United States. Sounds cool, but it's going to be a huge boondoggle that's going to take money away from the things that we need, really, which are cyber, in my opinion, drones, future technologies, AI. And so, yeah, no, I think it's just a huge problem waiting to happen. But I don't know, maybe Cedric, maybe you feel differently.
Well, actually, I think in part you're right. The one thing, Josh, that I found interesting is that the F-47 is supposed to kind of be a quarterback for a fleet of manned aircraft plus drones. So this is kind of their collaborative combat aircraft concept. So in addition to the next generation air dominance aircraft, which they're not quite sure whether to categorize as a fighter or a bomber or both, they then have this collaborative combat aircraft system that they basically want to have a manned aircraft like the F-47 going out there, and then a fleet of drones that will then be directed, presumably, by the pilot in the F-47. Now, whether or not that actually happens, that is another story.
That doesn't sound expensive at all, right? I heard the one version where the drones come out of the plane, like the plane has the drones, and then,
I saw that once.
Seems a little
It's called
ambitious.
Star Wars. It's a great movie.
And the Chinese, they announced their Generation 6 fighter. That's why they're doing this, because the Chinese leaked the information about their fighter, so Trump has to combat it. So I get that in a propaganda kind of versus propaganda kind of way. But let's have a think about this before we spend another $2 trillion on planes.
Well, and the thing is, Boris and Brianna, the idea here really should be to synchronize your war plans, your strategies, with the money that you spend.
Ideally,
with the types of technologies that you're actually going to put out there. And Josh is absolutely right. The Chinese, what was it, about a month ago or so, they released videos of their purportedly sixth generation aircraft flying around, very mysterious looking planes that kind of fit the mold of what a sixth generation aircraft should look like in terms of stealth capabilities and potential quarterback, I'll call them, capabilities that you would have in a situation like this. So these are exciting technologies, but they have to be managed properly, and this is where a DOGE effort could potentially pay dividends in a situation like this.